Welcome to the ABPANC webinar, Conquering Test-Taking Anxiety and Fear of Failure. This 30-minute webinar will help you understand the causes for fear of failure and how to address them head-on and overcome the anxiety that's normal for most people taking an important career-changing exam like CPAN or CAPA. We've received a lot of requests for a webinar on this topic because it's such a universal concern. Many people get nervous when preparing for an exam, so we've collected valuable information to guide you through the process with proven best practices to help you pass the exam. Join thousands of CPAN and CAPA nurses who've walked in your shoes. ABPANC has many resources available to help you prepare for the examination, and good preparation is a strong deterrent to the fear of failure. We encourage you to visit our website at www.cpancapa.org for a comprehensive list of study resources. If you have additional questions, please don't hesitate to call our office in New York. We'd be glad to help. Our phone number is also on the website. Congratulations on making the decision to take the peri-anesthesia nursing certification journey. There are many personal and professional benefits of holding the CPAN or CAPA credentials. As you know, the nursing field is changing rapidly, as is healthcare in general. Your commitment to peri-anesthesia nursing certification is one way you can help ensure you have the knowledge and credentials necessary to take charge of your career while improving patient care. Certification validates your specialized knowledge and experience anywhere in the United States. Studying for and maintaining CPAN or CAPA certification keeps you up to date on the latest developments in peri-anesthesia nursing. You'll also enjoy a strong sense of personal pride and accomplishment as you join thousands of peri-anesthesia nurses who are CPAN and or CAPA certified. After viewing this webinar, you'll be able to 1. Describe how fear of failure can impact one's ability to succeed. 2. Identify if you are significantly influenced by test-taking anxiety. 3. Identify 2 or 3 strategies that will help manage your anxiety and fear of failure. 4. Overcome test-taking anxiety by being better prepared for the CPAN-CAPA examination. Everybody's different, and fear of failure does not affect everyone in the same way. For this reason, what works for one person may not work for another. It's important that you find the strategies that work for you. What is fear of failure? Fear of failure is a psychological condition that can cause a significant amount of stress related to preparing for and taking an examination. Left unchecked, it can block the thinking process and cause poor performance in test results, regardless of the amount of preparation for the exam. Fear of failure can pose a significant psychological threat. Everyone hates to fail, but for some people, failing presents such a significant psychological threat that their motivation to avoid failure exceeds their motivation to succeed. This fear of failure causes them to unconsciously sabotage their chances of success in a variety of ways. The fear of failure can be immobilizing. It can cause us to do nothing and therefore resist moving forward. But when we allow fear to stop our forward progress in life, we're likely to miss some great opportunities along the way. When you fail, it doesn't mean that you're a failure. It just means that one moment in your rich, full life, you didn't accomplish what you wanted. You become a failure when you make that moment the definition of your life. Learn from your failures, take action, and accomplish what you want in life. That's from Ed Sykes. According to the American Institute of Stress, the most common definition of stress is physical, mental, or emotional strain or tension. Based on a 2014 American Institute of Stress and American Psychological Association study, 73% of people experience psychological symptoms of stress, but even more people, 77%, regularly experience physical symptoms of stress. Of people reporting physical symptoms of stress, the top 5 symptoms are fatigue, 51%, headache, 44%, upset stomach, 34%, muscle tension, 30%, change in appetite, 23%. So, by working on managing your stress response, you will feel better both mentally and physically. All of us have a certain amount of fear of failure heading into an important event, such as a certification exam. The thought of failure is always in the back of our minds and has the potential to conjure up feelings of embarrassment, humiliation, and disappointment. Fear of failure has one thing in common with any other fear emotion. It's a feeling, not a fact. Because it's an emotional feeling, you have control over it, and you can change your mind and your feelings about failure. When you overcome the fear of failure in your mind, you're on the road to success. There's still work to be done in setting goals and establishing productive study habits, but overcoming the anxiety is an important first step. It's almost impossible to go through life without experiencing some kind of failure. The good news is that it's entirely up to us to decide how we let it affect our lives. We may choose to see failure as proof of how inadequate we are, or we can look at it as an incredible learning experience. Every time we fail at something, we can choose to look for the lesson we're meant to learn. These learning lessons are very important. They're how we grow and how we keep from making the same mistake again. Failure stops us only if we let it. Failure can help us discover how strong a person we really are, overcome our fears, discover our friends, find new resources, and to gain unexpected motivation to succeed. You can do this. You are not alone. Many famous people have failed. ABPANC believes that proper preparation, paired with a positive attitude, is essential to helping you pass the CPAN or CAPA exam. But if something happens that you don't pass the first time, you're in good company. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was cut from his high school basketball team because his coach didn't think he had enough skill. Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful businessmen, was rejected by Harvard University. Bill Gates dropped out of Harvard and started a failed business called Trafodata before creating the global empire, Microsoft. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her job as a television reporter because she was unfit for TV. For them, failure was a setback, but by no means a roadblock. You may be watching this because you're nervous about the examination, or you may have tried in the past and you're afraid to try again. Regardless of where you are in the testing journey, by studying for the CPAN CAPA examinations, you improve your knowledge about caring for peri-anesthesia patients and meeting their physiological, behavioral, cognitive, and safety needs. So you still will make a difference in the care you provide to your patients, and you have continued to learn. An independent study by the College of Nursing at the University of Tennessee showed that nurses tend to be more test anxious than other professionals, which may be the result of the pressures of their jobs, where an inadvertent mistake could seriously harm a patient as well as jeopardize their own careers. Studies have verified that approximately 16 to 20% of test candidates in general have high test anxiety, while approximately 35% of nurses have high test anxiety. And further studies find that high test anxiety candidates score about 12 percentile points lower on exams than low test anxiety candidates. It's your nature to be a caring, conscientious perfectionist, and that means that you have very high expectations for yourself. It follows naturally that these qualities also cause you to hold some anxiety about the fear of failure. If you'd like additional information beyond this webinar, there may be courses on test anxiety at your local colleges that cover this subject in much more detail. So, do you have test anxiety or not? Chances are, if you're watching this webinar, you have enough concern to be considered susceptible to the fear of failure. Think about how you would answer these 8 questions. Question number 1. Are you so fearful that you cancel your plans to apply for the examination? Question number 2. Are you so fearful that once you've applied for the examination, you cancel the appointment? Question number 3. Before an exam, are you so worried about worst-case scenarios that you procrastinate in studying? Question number 4. Do you worry that you're not well prepared for tests, even though you've studied diligently? Question number 5. Before an exam, do you begin to doubt your knowledge of the material? Question number 6. When you get into the testing room on test day, do you get so nervous you begin to have a mental blackout? Question number 7. Do you think about potential failure during the exam? Question number 8. During a test, do you get so nervous that your hands shake, you feel faint, get dry mouth, your pulse races, you breathe faster, get headaches, and perspire? If you answer yes to only 1 or 2 of these questions, fear of failure may not be hindering your ability to succeed. That said, you may still be helped by the strategies that we are discussing. If you answer yes to about half of these questions, your level of test anxiety is average. Reviewing these recommended strategies will help you to address these fears. If you answer yes to most of these questions, you are likely experiencing some pretty intense test anxiety. But that's okay. Plenty of people do. You can overcome your stressors with the knowledge and practice of information we're about to review. Most stressors come from the unknown. One thing you can do is to try to confront your fears head on. What is it that you're afraid of? Of letting yourself down? Disappointing your colleagues or your patients? Or are you afraid of the exam itself? Sometimes you need to visualize the worst possible outcome to move past it. Ask yourself, what would happen if? Answering that question is the first step to overcoming that fear. By asking that question, you may also see the things that are within your control. For example, the CPAN CAPA exam might be frightening because the information seems overwhelming or because you're nervous about the testing process. The 3 things you need to be successful in reducing test anxiety are adequate preparation to learn what the exam covers and identify the areas of study that need the most attention. Strong organization to create a structured study plan that covers all the material in manageable allocations of time over several weeks leading up to the exam. Proper practice. The more practice you get answering similar test questions and pacing yourself, the more comfortable you will feel when you actually take the exam. These are all things that you control, and by gaining control of the unknowns surrounding the CPAN CAPA exam, you gain control of your fear. Some people deal with fear of failure by ignoring it. They hope that if they avoid worrying about their fear, it will go away. Unfortunately, it won't, and it will likely rear its ugly head at the most inopportune time, just as they are about to take the exam. The first thing you can do to deal with the fear of failure is to make sure you know all the basic facts about the exam. You should be able to answer these questions. What topics are covered on the exam? How do I know what to study? How many questions are on the exam? What format are the questions in? What do the questions look like? How much time do I have to complete the exam? How are the answers scored? The CPAN and CAPA Certification Candidate Handbook contains answers to all of these questions and is the best place to start. The Certification Candidate Handbook is a must-read for any nurse considering CPAN and/or CAPA certification. It's a comprehensive guide full of information about exam requirements, exam construction, and ABPANC policies. Be sure to read the appendices. ABPANC's Test-Taking Strategies webinar is a wonderful tool to help you develop your study plan and cultivate studying skills, and identify tools that will help you study successfully. You will find it on the ABPANC website. Be sure to watch it. Read the CPAN and CAPA Certification Candidate Handbook carefully and review Appendix C, CPAN CAPA Test Blueprint to clearly understand the test blueprint used to determine how questions on the exam are categorized into 3 domains of peri-anesthesia patients' needs: physiological needs, behavioral and cognitive needs, safety needs. The test blueprint also defines the knowledge needed by the peri-anesthesia nurse to meet the needs of patients. Think about your own areas of knowledge and experience so that you can prioritize your study time in the areas where you need to focus your study efforts most. A goal is a dream with a deadline. Adopt regular study habits and set aside specific time each week to study specific topics. Setting goals and following a structured study plan not only organizes your time efficiently, it also builds confidence and pushes anxiety into the background. Good organization and planning reduces anxiety and helps to build confidence, minimizing potential fear of failure. ABPANC offers a free 12-week study plan on its website that breaks down the information from the test blueprints into small, weekly sessions. Organizing your study goals into small steps will help make the process more attainable. You can learn about other studying strategies by watching ABPANC's Test-Taking Strategies webinar. Appendix D, found on the ABPANC website as well as in the Certification Candidate Handbook, is available with a list of references to help you study. This list is the only list of reference materials approved by ABPANC and the only resources used by the exam construction committees to construct examination questions. Taking practice exams in advance to become familiar with the testing format and style of questions helps to build confidence and minimizes the fear of the unknown. This also makes you more comfortable on the day of the exam, reducing another component of anxiety. ABPANC offers practice exams that include questions in the same format as those in the exam, with the correct answers and reference sources. The practice exams will help you to become used to taking an exam on the computer, get comfortable answering the types of multiple choice questions that you will encounter on the exam, evaluate the areas in which you are strong, as well as those you will need to study further. ABPANC offers a wide range of study tools on the website www.cpancapa.org. Most are free and are designed specifically to help nurses prepare for the CPAN and CAPA certification exams. Just click on the link on the homepage to access lesson plans, study tips, FAQs, test blueprints, a mind mapping study guide, links to the practice exams, and contact information for locating a certification coach in your area. ABPANC coaches are experienced leaders who have been through the exam testing process and can advise you in ways to overcome your fear of failure, as well as provide great advice to help you study and prepare for the exam. Studying in a group with other colleagues interested in becoming certified can be extremely useful. whether coordinated by an ABPANC certification coach or a group that you organize. Being able to support one another and share positive feedback is very useful. The Test-Taking Strategies webinar discusses ABPANC's study resources in great detail and identifies best practice strategies related to studying for and taking a multiple-choice exam. Striving for excellence motivates you. Striving for perfection is demoralizing. I like this quote. It's realistic and true. Putting too much pressure on yourself is likely to increase anxiety and therefore your fear of failure. You don't have to pass this exam with a perfect score. In fact, that is rare. Sure, it's tough, and you're likely going to get some answers wrong, but that's part of the testing process. Take the time early in your study process to become educated about the information on the exam. The more informed and prepared you are, the less anxiety you will have. Fear is a learned behavior, so you can learn to overcome it. There's a body of research about self-fulfilling prophecies. Negativity leads to negative things. You can start to overcome fear by fighting the negativity head-on. Start by creating a positive mental attitude and visualize yourself with this new certification. Don't think about the potential failure. Concentrate on the positive experiences this will create for your career and your life. Focusing on the value this certification brings will help keep you focused on the study and preparation needed to pass the exam. Keep your goals in focus and organize your study plans to accomplish those goals. It's hard work, but it's worth it. The law of attraction is a powerful phenomenon. If you harbor negative thoughts about this exam, you're likely to incur negative results. If you have positive thoughts about the exam, you're likely to create positive results. Don't let negativity overcome you. Practice relaxing with deep breathing exercises to help clear your mind of negative thoughts and to focus on positive thinking, which will help reduce stress levels. If you find yourself thinking negatively, quickly replace those thoughts with positive thinking. I am well prepared. I do know how to study for this exam. I can do this. I will pass the exam because I have studied and know this information. Surround yourself with positive thoughts and positive people, and remember that your self-confidence and your ability to succeed is critical to your continued success. Courage is like a muscle. You use it or lose it. The more you use it, the stronger you get. Harness the strength of courage and you have the power to succeed. Don't sell yourself short. You've had many successes in your life, and passing this exam will validate your nursing knowledge and give you the confidence and empowerment to be a better nurse and a stronger person. According to the American Stress Institute, poor nutrition, relationships, media overload, and sleep deprivation are among the top contributors to stress. That means that by taking care of yourself and engaging with loved ones, you can help yourself succeed. If you're finding that your fear is interfering with your concentration or immobilizing you, here are a few exercises that can help to calm your body, thereby reducing your stress level. Take a minute to practice these if you can. Feet on the ground. Begin by putting your feet flat on the floor. With your hands grasp under your chair. Push down with your feet and pull up on the chair for 5 to 10 seconds. Then, relax for 25 seconds. You should feel tension coming out of your body. Repeat this exercise 2 to 3 times. Breathing. Now, take a deep breath and hold it for about 3 seconds. Let it all out at once. As you exhale, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. Clear your head and concentrate on being calm. Keep your mouth ajar and let your teeth remain slightly apart. Visualization. Maybe you're more of a visual person. Close your eyes and imagine your ideal spot for relaxation. Maybe it's somewhere you've been or somewhere you've always wanted to go. Maybe it's a serene beach or a rolling meadow or your favorite room. Imagine yourself there, wearing your favorite comfortable clothes with not a care in the world. This is your special place. You can go there whenever you like. If you feel yourself getting tense, go to your special place for 15 seconds. There are many more relaxation exercises. For more information, you can look up relaxation exercise or breathing exercise on the internet. Find one that works for you and use it when you feel yourself getting stressed, and make relaxation a part of your study routine. In summary, fear of failure is a learned behavior that needs to be unlearned. The best way to overcome your fears is to minimize anxiety by preparing well and getting as much information as possible about the exam. The more you know, the more confidence you will have. Recognizing the symptoms of test anxiety is the first critical step, and this webinar has already helped you do that. The fear of failure associated with test anxiety is not something you can fix overnight. It's something you need to address and prepare for in the earliest stages of your study plan, so that your techniques for dealing with test anxiety have become second nature by the time you actually take the exam. Identify aspects of the exam preparation that are in your control and focus on those. As you heard in this webinar, 3 key aspects to reducing test anxiety are preparation, organization, and practice. Be sure to use the tools that ABPANC makes available. Watch the Test-Taking Strategies webinar and identify what will work best for you. Organize your study plan and be sure to cover all the topics listed in the test blueprint. Practice taking exam questions so you're familiar with the format. Stay focused on your goal. Take care of yourself and be positive. Seek support from a coach and from your colleagues to help focus your study habits and schedule. It's your goal. Own it and achieve it. Do it for yourself, but more importantly, do it for your patients and their families. CPAN and CAPA certification is nursing passion in action.